The Overnight Guest by Heather Gudenkauf is a psychological thriller. Once you start reading the book, you better postpone all your plans. You will not be able to put this novel down. It is a stunning, frightening and creepy thriller best read with the lights on and the doors and windows closed. The story is told in 3 narratives, or say 3 timelines. The first follows Wiley in the present day, who is staying in an isolated farmhouse working on her next book. The atmosphere would be wonderful aside from a grisly killings that happened many years earlier in this very house, with 3 people killed and a girl disappeared without any trace. Then, Wiley discovers a child outside during a terrible snowstorm. More occasions proceed that cause Wiley to understand she's not quite as isolated as she suspected, and there's a sinister reason the child was outside. The second timeline follows a young girl named Josie in the past tense. She lost her family in a heinous killing and furthermore loses her closest companion Becky, who is assumed dead when she's never found. The third timeline follows a mother and daughter with abusive dad and husband. They dealt with him the entire life and should figure out how to get away from him. The creepy factor is really high with this novel. The setting, one lady, alone with her actual crime thoughts, in an isolated spot. The climate, a snowstorm, no heat, no power, she's cut off from any help. The unpredicted, a half-frozen kid, miles from any place, with no other person in sight. You believe you're isolated, but you're not. That is bad enough. And afterward your unexpected guest who don't speak a word, and is plainly upset, and you have no clue about why. That gives me the thrill. The Overnight Guest by Heather Gudenkauf is definitely one of the finest thrillers I've read recently. Overall, it is a captivating story with a few interests and shocks that make the story worth reading. Assuming you're searching for a decent spine chiller that has the creep factor, at that point, look no further.
Thanks for listening this book review podcast. If you like this review, don't forget to follow, so that you do not miss any of our future podcast. Also show us your love by sharing it with your friends and family.